Ooh, it is a special day today. It is my skateaversary, my 2-year skateaversary. So bizarre that I am now entering year 3. Ugh. In celebration, I decided to do a little look back on the best moments of the year and the worst moments, all while I do my makeup with my Color Pop PR package. That's right. PR package. Actually, it's really weird that I decided let me do makeup for this video because I don't do makeup. In fact, when I got this PR package, I was like, why are you sending this to me? And then I saw that it was roller skating themed and thought, okay.
Then we have shimmering dry oil. Dry oil? Is it an oil supposed to be an oil? How can an oil be dry? I'm confused. That's not dry. Like it dries? Oh my god! Was I supposed to shake it first? Holy moly. Smells like sunscreen. Looks like a festival. We'll very much be using this. I like looking purple. I don't know why. My undertone is definitely not. Actually, it could be purple. I don't think so.
Pray for me, because I'm either really good at multitasking or it's like not possible. The whole talking aspect of things, the whole talking and doing something at the same time is a little challenging for me. Do I not? I knew I was gonna forget it. No, I'm too lazy. I'm not getting up. Hello? Something that was very different this year than last year was that most of this year was no lockdown. Year 1 of me learning how to skate started because we were in lockdown. I had so much time. I was working from home. I ended up quitting that job, which is why I was able to skate so much. I'm not great at makeup. I also had a, oh, wait. I don't want to get up though. Yeah, you don't have to actually. You're not gonna. What was I talking about? What was different about year 2? Oh, wait. Just remember to step. Don't look. I don't know what's happening. I'm not a makeup person. Something's gonna go wrong. I just know it. Nope. Positive. I'm positive. What was really different about this year specifically is that I started working a lot. So basically trying to have a work balance with a social balance, with a roller skating balance and a TikTok balance. And it was just very, very overwhelming. Speaking of getting new jobs, I worked my first ever roller skating gig last summer. I got to be like a roller skate waitress, which has low-key always been a dream of mine ever since a Cinderella story.
Day 341 of roller skating, and I was back at the drive-in for another shift. The sky was looking really gray, so we were worried that we were gonna get rained out, but we went forward for as long as we possibly could. My new skate friend was filming me, and then she toppled over, and it was one of the funniest falls that I've seen, so this is me filming her after the matter. And then the sky progressively got crazier and crazier. It was really beautiful. There was like a sunset, but then there was like this wall of clouds. We managed to stay almost until the very end. We did a few more orders, and then like a light switch, it just started pouring. So we quickly tried to make it to the car as fast as we could.
Ironically, following it up with my first worst moment, which happens to be after work, I decided that I was going to roller skate as close to my house as I could possibly make it. Even though it was like 11 p.m. and very much dark out, I was right on the bike path right by the lake, and I thought, okay, well, there surely should be some light. And I was surely mistaken. It was actually incredibly dangerous and very scary.
I basically just spent 3 hours skating back and forth, delivering some Pizza Nova to fellow drive-in viewers. I would honestly love to do this year-round. After my shift, I thought it'd be a good idea to skate a trail in the dark, but it really wasn't. I couldn't see a thing.
So many bugs. Oh my god, no. Oh god, bugs.
Because I couldn't see anything, I tried to use my phone flashlight, but it attracted a lot of insects into my mouth.
Sticking on the job topic, I ended up working a very disorganized event. I've never worked in the service industry before these like random gigs. I have heard people talk about what it's like working in the service industry, but experiencing it was on a whole other level.
I'm lucky that I like roller skating, so this job was as fun as it could be, but also it was the worst day of my life. But also kind of really fun because I love chaos. Yeah. Or really, I just thrive under a lot of pressure. All my coworkers definitely made it worth it, and they were a absolute hoot to be around. But then the second day was kind of magical, kind of amazing. I mean, just look at that sunset. The sky, the live music, the good company. It was really nice. More importantly, the sky. I am such a sucker for pretty clouds. Look at that. I'm not even exaggerating when I say I would not shut up about it, and I would comment on the sky every few minutes. As if things couldn't get more magical, someone told me to check the back seat of their car, and at first I was like, that's a bit sketchy, and then I realized there's puppies.
This is puppy heaven.
Customer service, wait, what industry are we talking about? Working a customer, wait, what is it again? What am I trying to say? Wow, this orange is great. I guess it's really blended though, because I've just been working on it for, no, not blended enough. What was I talking about? Fuck, this is going horribly. Serve. I will never be a waitress. Never mind, because I would be a roller skating waitress again with under the right circumstances. So once I finally readjusted to a post-lockdown world, we were hit with another lockdown. And this one hit me real hard. It happened in the dead of winter, peak seasonal depression. I basically only skated like 4 times during lockdown. And the reason is because I absolutely hate skating in my room. Like, I am lucky that I at least have this option, but sometimes it doesn't even matter that I have this option because it brings me more frustration than joy. Even when lockdown ended and I was able to go to the skate park again, I was not able to pull myself out of my depressive episode. I was at the peak of it when one of my best friends ever sends me a text and is like, hey, do you wanna go to Mexico next month? And I thought, yes. Actually, I didn't even think. I just said, yes, I will definitely do that.
These convertible roller skates came in super handy this week because this week I was on vacation, and so I was able to use them as sneakers to go to the airport and do other activities that you might need shoes for, but I was also able to roller skate while I was there, which I was really happy about. I was so excited to be able to skate outside in the warmth and to have such smooth pavement. Look at that. So smooth. You can't even hear the roller skate wheels. That's how smooth it was. You know, I gotta be honest, as much as I love these roller skates, I actually don't wear them as sneakers very often because one time I got a lot of mud and rocks stuck in the convertible part, and it pretty much scarred me. I've never tried to take out my toe stops and replace them with jam plugs, so I did that for the first time, and it was a bit of an adjustment because I'm not used to jam skating without ankle support, and I don't know if I liked it.
It was definitely an impulsive trip, and it was really nice getting to go back to my traveling roots because before COVID, that is basically all that I did. Mexico wasn't even the first time because a few months before that, I went on my first vacation since COVID started, and it was to a music festival I had planned for like over 2 years, and it was EDC in Las Vegas. Welcome back to another week of roller skating. This week is a little bit different because I was camping at a music festival this weekend.
They had a lot of amenities, but obviously my favorite one was the roller rink that they had set up. However, this first night I was a little bit tipsy. Also, the rink is a little smaller than I'm used to, and the floor was incredibly slippery. Mixed in with the fact that I was wearing my jam skates with jam plugs and no toe stop, I was crashing and falling a lot more than usual. I definitely wasn't the only one falling, and I am shocked that a lot of people tried roller skating for the first time at this rink because I promise you it was way harder here than it's ever been anywhere else. The next day I was a bit smarter and made sure to be 100% sober while skating, which definitely helped, and by the end of it I got the hang of the slipperiness of the floor, but it's still way harder than any other floor that I've skated on, and it was a big giant learning curve. I did try to help out a few people. I actually really like teaching people, so it's always nice when I get to share the knowledge. And just look at how good this guy is. I'm fairly certain he actually works there, and I see why, because he's really good. And then this was my last skate of the weekend, and by this day I got a better handle of the floor. It definitely took a few tries for me to get anything that I wanted to get, but here is me doing a bit of a grapevine, which is my favorite move.
It's also quite the treat to finally get to bring together my 2 hobbies that feel like they come from different lives. You know what also helps depression? Retail therapy, which brings me to my next highlight, which is getting the Moxie jackboot. I do suffer from really bad impulse controls, but you know, I am working on it. I'm definitely doing better at this. That's a lie. You know what? We're just gonna, am I a shopaholic? I don't know. Don't know. Year 1, I impulsively decided that I wanted to buy myself a ramp. Didn't take into account how big the thing is, how hard it would be to move around, how there isn't a railing on the back of it, so I'm always scared I'm going to like fly off and crack my head open. I used it 2 times this past year, and that's not only like the only impulsive bad spending thing that I did. I make this mistake often outside of skate related things. I'll order something incorrectly. So I really wanted wide trucks. You need wide trucks when you go to the skate park for certain moves. Wide trucks were really hard to come by. They were sold out everywhere. Like the penny boards, you can use those trucks on roller skates. Ordered all the way from Singapore because they were the only place in stock. Finally get them. They finally got here, and I realized that I didn't order 2 sets. because you need 4 trucks for roller skates, not 2 like a skateboard. After I ordered the second pair and it finally came in the mail, I set it up only to find out that the penny trucks are not compatible with my skates. And so wasted a whole lot of time and money on that mistake, and then that's when I was like, all right, screw it, impulsively gonna buy this whole new setup instead, which is stupid. I did sell the other ones though, so at least that. The ramp, which I had DIY painted, reminds me of the fact that year 1, I actually made myself DIY roller skates using my first pair of roller skates, which broke. Bought some Vans. It's still my most viral video of all time on TikTok. It landed itself in top 1 best moments of my last year's recap, only for me to take it apart this year because I never use them. What it comes down to is I am impulsive, but I am also just extremely careless. Careless in the sense that like I miss things, which leads me into one of my worst moments. The day I cleaned my bearings, I forgot to put lube.
You can try to avoid them, you can try to bypass them, but you will never not have a plateau at some point in some sort of progress. And sadly, I'm in one of the worst ones I've had in a long time. I made one of the worst mistakes I've ever made. First of all, I finally cleaned my bearings after not cleaning them for about 5 months, which is a little long. And then I forgot to add my lube, and I was like, okay, it can't be the biggest deal ever, so I continued on without it. Turns out it's a big deal. I fell like 20 times today, which is a record for me.
I dropped my phone 10 times in a row.
It's all fun and games until you cry twice at the skate park because everything is going wrong and you just can't take it anymore. To be fair, I only realized I forgot the lube as I was leaving for the park and I just didn't have time to fix my mistake, but I did as soon as I got home, and yeah, it makes a difference.
Also, it didn't help that it happened during a time when I was in a skate plateau. And a skate plateau for me is basically when I stop improving. And it kind of sucks and it blows and it gets really frustrating. I think year 1 plateaus used to affect me a lot more than they do now. Like a plateau would ruin my entire week. But this year, they don't actually bother me nearly as much as they used to. I think what helped me get over the stress of a plateau is realizing that they're kind of inevitable when you're learning something new. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be stuck there forever. And so now that I can recognize that plateaus are just a moment in time that I'm going to get past, they actually don't bother me at all. Okay, I do feel like we're talking a lot about the negatives, so I think it's time that I bring it back to some positive stuff. Although I struggled a bit with my mental health this year, what I also did was really chipped away at my social anxiety. I've come a long way from year 1. First year of roller skating, because I was mostly doing it in isolation, it was a bit of an adjustment going from skating with 1 or 2 people to skating in group settings. I had a really hard time skating in front of people. Now I can basically skate anywhere in public without getting anxious that people are watching me. I also ended up going to like so many cool events. Like one of the best moments, hands down, I was invited to go shoot a music video.
Day 334 of roller skating, and today was hands down the most eventful skating day I've ever had thus far. This is Siobhan, and if you listen carefully, you can hear her song playing in the background of this video, and today we were filming a music video for it. Although I must admit that I was a little hesitant to go because this is one of the first events where I had to meet people since pre-COVID, and I was a little nervous, a little anxious. But I am so happy that I actually went and I got to meet so many skaters from the Toronto community who I haven't had the opportunity to meet yet, a lot of which I know online, like Stella here, who is a 14-year-old roller skater, and we are both fans of each other. We had a moment and it was really exciting. Before we packed up to go to the next park, I did a quick skate here and accidentally filmed
the Gatorade commercial. Take a sip now. Dump it all over your body. Nice. Gatorade, sponsor Gabby.
The next park we went to was Vanderhoof, and this is a big park. Last time I was here, I forgot my skates, so I took the opportunity to drop in before everyone strapped up because I knew that my skills were not going to be in par with some of these other skaters. So I did my thing and I quickly jumped out and then I let everyone else shine. I was in awe with their skills, but I also enjoyed seeing the variety of skill levels with everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah!
And at this park, I got to meet Kayla. Some of you might know her as Milkbox on TikTok. Not only is she an amazing roller skater, but she's also an amazing artist. I've enjoyed watching her TikToks for the last year, so it was really fun actually meeting her in person. She recently landed a flip out of the bowl, and she was trying so hard to do one on camera for me, but it wasn't working out. The dedication is inspiring, but we did want to show you that she is capable of landing it. Then Stella taught me my new favorite trick, which is this little side jump. Don't know what it's called, but it's super fun. And to end off, our last stop of the day was to just skate on flat surface, and Stella and I did some jam skating.
This year I definitely felt like I joined the skating community. And because I was suddenly more involved in the skate community, I ended up making a lot of skate friends. So year one, I had my own personal friends who joined me in my roller skating journey and also got skates. But this year, I got to make a lot of roller skating friends. Something about roller skating really does attract the same kind of person. I just went into it just because I was like, this seems fun. And then I'm looking around saying, are we all the same? Which is cool, because what ended up happening is that these skate friends that I made also ended up becoming real life friends outside of roller skating. Having roller skating friends is really handy because they also push you to try new things.
Buddy and I went to this big bowl to drop in for the first time. We spent nearly an hour staring at it, thinking that we weren't going to drop in, so I was very shocked when I saw her do it. And very proud. And also very inspired to try it myself, even though I was scared senseless.
Yeah, you can do it!
First, I just tried dropping in across on the shallow end, and once I learned that I can do that, I was ready to try it for real.
You did it! Oh my god.
For some reason, I was really worried about getting stuck in the bowl, but once I found out it was actually super easy to get out, I was a lot happier to give it a few more tries. And then I tried to add a bit of a jump and totally splatted right in the middle of the bullseye.
Another one of my favorite moments are all of the times that I landed on tricks that I was stuck on for ages.
I was determined to get my fakies today, and after having someone hold my hand to get it on this little ramp, I was actually able to land it for the first time. Now that I know how to do this, I'm really excited to move forward and on from this. Such an easy move that I was stuck on for so long, and now that I know what mistake I was making, it's like such an obvious thing. Basically, when I pump, I switch my feet around, and I just wasn't lining them up properly.
I would not have been able to get these moves if it wasn't for a lot of my friends that helped me along the way. A lot of my friends that held my hand. Being self-taught is challenging, and honestly, what makes it so much easier is when you have other people who encourage you, who help you and support you, and who also share the knowledge. And that is probably one of my favorite things about the roller skating community. You know, since the beginning, I have had a very, very big fear of hurting myself. This year, I started chipping away at that fear, and it's gotten a lot better. So year one, I was skating for about 6 weeks at the time, and I had refused to buy a helmet. Here I am with my friend in her neighborhood, and she's like, okay, there are no hills, so you are more than welcome to skate around. So I did that. She lied, there were many hills. She just didn't realize how much of an impact it would be for me, because they're not like hills like this, they were like inclines like this. And me as a new roller skater absolutely suffered, fell all the way down the hill multiple times. There's actually one point where I was going down so fast, and my exit strategy was to roll on some grass, and I did just that. And then on my way down, I held on to this fence and I ripped off the top of the fence, and it came down with me as I hit the floor and my head hit the ground. Ever since that point on, I always wore a helmet. This year I got to redeem myself.
First, I've got to play with my friend's cat. Look how adorable he is. And then I geared up to take on the hill that completely destroyed me last year.
Brought the wrong one.
I can make it work.
Okay.
I brought 2 right-hand wrist guards.
Yeah, I have some right in the door. So what is it you need left?
I need a right one. Wait.
No, you need a
I
left.
need a left one. Okay, cut the camera.
After sorting everything out, it was finally time to redeem myself from this horrible experience where I nearly concussed myself. I definitely learned sidewalks aren't the easiest to skate on because there's too many bumps. And I also learned how to skate backwards a lot better. Going downhill with your toe stop is the easiest way to take on a hill, and this is definitely not the way to do it. And then I got a little too comfortable. I got a little too cocky. I was like, oh my god, I'm amazing, I'm doing great, look at me go. And I absolutely wipe out after saying that I wasn't going to. Sometimes you live and you don't learn.
And now I have to talk about my actual worst fucking moment of the year. During Halloween of year one of roller skating, I was skating every day, and I thought it would be a really, really fun idea to wear a Halloween costume every single day of October. And it was really fun. Everyone loved it. It was a really big hit. I had a great time. It was hard finding 31 whole ass costumes. And I thought I'm never gonna do this to myself again. Halloween starts approaching. A lot of people asking me if I'm gonna be doing it again. And suddenly I think to myself, okay, maybe I will. I've got my hands on a lot of costumes. And then I sprained my shoulder. I think it was like 2 or 3 days before the month of October. It was devastating. Not so much because I had the injury. I was bummed that it happened during the month of Halloween. I basically couldn't skate for most of October, so I couldn't skate around in my costume, so it felt like a waste. I still did the series where I dressed up every day, but it just like was not the same and completely was a bust. But like, let me tell you, I will never ever be doing that shit ever again. Maybe, probably not. Yeah, there is a gem on there. I kind of left it on there because it feels fun. And lastly on my list, which is tied for best and worst moments, has to be finishing 365 days of skate. I did start during year 1, but I finished it during year 2, and the reason being is because I had to take a lot of breaks. I ended up finishing 4 months after it was supposed to finish. It was a really big deal that I finally finished it. It was late, but better late than never. One of my worst moments was actually day 365, my last day of the challenge, because it was very lackluster. I ended up going to an event that day that I was really anxious about, and so I didn't even skate all that much. I didn't get that much content. It was like a really boring way to end. It kind of bothered me at the time, but also didn't, because it's not like my journey was ending there, but it was definitely like disappointing. This year I also developed a better relationship with roller skating after not making it my primary source of joy. I do think that year 1, my whole life revolved around roller skating, and now it's just like a part of my life. And I also have a bunch of other hobbies that I do and interests that I maintain, and a life beyond roller skating. What also helped is coming to terms with learning at a slow pace. I had a hard time not getting angry at myself for learning something slowly, or for taking my time and always feeling like I have to learn something new this week. I forced myself to go at a faster pace than what was my actual learning speed. So this year I slowed down. I decided that not every day I have to be practicing something new. Some days I can just be skating just to have fun, which goes hand in hand with the fact that I don't really get upset about skate plateaus anymore. I do love the outfit that I'm wearing. This is like my favorite shirt. These are my favorite pants from year 1. God, yeah, both of these are from year 1. So I'm going to change into a new outfit. All right, I'm all changed. I love pretty pants. So yeah, that is my year 2 recap. I am so excited to see what is going to happen and come out of year 3. Definitely do have goals that I hope to achieve. Number 1. Actually learn the names of moves. I am really bad with skate names. I don't know. People are like, what did you just do? Don't know. I also want to make a lot more tutorials. It's so funny. My first year, I actually made the most tutorials ever. Coming into year 2, I felt super unqualified, and it's ironic because I was so much more qualified, not by much. I got in my head about it and I thought, I don't need to be making tutorials. There are plenty of other people making tutorials. I'm not helpful. I'm still learning. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just figuring it out. And then more recently, I've come to realize that because I am still new at it and learning, I can offer a different perspective. This year, I also desperately want to fall back in love with jam skating, because I don't think I can make another winter getting that angry at jam skating, and I want to get good at it. Today is my skateaversary, so I will be taking these guys out for a little spin in celebration to another year of roller skating. Bye!